Vampus and his minions have raided Figgyville, stolen all the villagers' pressies, and decapitated the Starosta. It is evil beyond compare, so the Baron and his specialist unit have been called in to save the Yuletide celebrations and retrieve the errant body part. In this short 3-scenario campaign, the unit have already crossed the Dead Marshes and are preparing to enter the Labyrinth. If they survive that, they're off to Vampus' lair. They're led by Baron Igor Jerkov. He has great faith and is inspiring. Known only as the priest, the unit's champion of faith has miracles and is a supernatural veteran. He carries a holy symbol. Ivan the Impaler is a veteran hunter and he's hard to put down. Molotov is a sapper and Plonker some infantry fodder, and Urinator is a Cossack Irregular. Boris the Werebear has already fallen by the wayside. He's collapsed in a fit of madness in the Dead Marshes.
So here's the unit about to enter the Labyrinth. An elaborate maze separating Vampus' lair from the Dead Marshes from the rest of civilization. There's some hidden nasties in here, but the unit have got to make their way safely through and out the exit that way, picking up all the wrapping paper on the way next to a load of lovely Christmas trees and quite close to a few little gargoyles knocking around, these statues of inanimate horror. Let's see how they get on. Well, there's only 6 of the unit left after Boris the Werebear fell in a collapsed heap of madness in the last scenario. We may see him in the future, but on this little adventure, he's not here. First to activate this time is Urinator, the little Cossack. He will move around here. Now it's the priest. He'll also come up there. And finally Plonker. Oh, it's a lovely Christmas tree by the wrapping paper. But what's this? It looks like a horror. He can move 4 and he goes straight for Urinator, thrashing his branches about. Killer Christmas tree has a +2 on the melee. 13. Urinator's defense is 13. That's 8 damage. What a massive hit in the first minute. Disaster. Urinator reels from that. He's only got 2 health left. He'll fight back. 11. He's got +1. Makes it 12. Christmas tree's defense is 14. No effect. And bizarrely, he goes away and he is fatigued. Molotov activates. He sees this Christmas tree. He comes around here. He's going to sprint. He does sprint, passes Urinator and crashes into the Christmas tree. He's +1 melee. 14, which is a hit for 10 points of damage, but it's 11 because he's got his heavy weapon. Wow, Christmas tree has nearly had it. However, there is damage reduction of 2, so not quite. He's on 3 health. Christmas tree will fight back. +2. 12 is a miss. Molotov backs away. Ivan moves up. He will try and sprint in. He doesn't. He can't make it. And the Baron will just come in behind. That's the end of turn. Well, here's the unit crowded round the first Christmas tree. The Christmas tree looks angry, doesn't want to give him any pressies. First to activate is Ivan. He's straight in. +3 melee. 17, 5 damage. And he's chopped him off at the trunk. Priest activates next. He'll go straight in for the wrapping paper.
She's got the jack!
He's picked up a bottle of Hussar aftershave. This figure's attacks will count as blessed for the remainder of the adventure and +1 courage for this scenario. Right, next to move is the Baron. He's going to go around to the priest. And the Baron is going to ask the priest to give him the red scarf that he picked up in the Dead Marsh. That means that both these chaps will have blessed melee attacks. Next up is Plonker. He'll go around here. Then Urinator. He'll follow on. And Molotov. There they are, wending their way through the labyrinth. They've got to be careful to do it like a bit of a house clearance. End of turn event is no event. Right, first up is Urinator. He's going to go around the corner here. He espies another Christmas tree and he's going to go straight in for melee with his sprint, which he doesn't do actually, so he gets there. Molotov will do it exactly the same. Sprint to melee, Yes, he makes it. Molotov's melee is +1. Ooh, look at that for a hit. 18, 19 for 9 points of damage. 10 with his heavy weapon, reduced to 8. Big hit. Obviously hacked off a few baubles and a couple of branches. Christmas tree will fight back. +2. 12, 14. Molotov's defense is 13, so that's a hit for 7. Nasty. Molotov back away. Next up is the Baron. He'll come around here and he'll sprint just to get close to the action. He does. Come around the corner. Can't do anything else. Christmas tree will activate. Go straight for Molotov. +1 to hit. Dreadful miss. Molotov strike back. Net 0 because of that fatigue. Also a miss. Christmas tree has to back away. Plonker's up now. He'll come around here. He will sprint. Yes, he does. Can he finish off the Christmas tree? He's in. His melee is +1. That is a hit. 15, 4 damage, and that actually does finish off that Christmas tree. He's gone, mate. Now it's the priest. He'll come here and also sprint. Yes, comes here. Needs to get a couple of miracles. Urinator and Molotov are reeling, and finally it'll be old Jobby Ivan. He'll go there and he will just move to provide rear protection at the back. End of turn. 10, no event. Ooh, lucky. Alright, first up is Urinator. Well, he will move over to the wrapping paper and have a look. Picks up 10 of spades, and that is a pile of dry wood. This figure's attack will count as fire for the remainder of the adventure, and that's handy because the trees burn. Next up is the Baron. He will weave his way through there, and Ivan the Impaler, who will also come here. Look out, Baron, there's a stony eye looking at you from this gargoyle. Need to roll a task number to see if he's espied you. Needs an 11. Ooh, gets a 10. Gargoyle stays where it is. Lucky. Next to activate is Molotov. He'll come along here. And finally the priest. Right, the priest will come up here. And he will attempt a miracle with Urinator, who's on 2 health. Needs a 10. Oh, stonks that one. Urinator's on 5 health. The priest drops to 10. Well, that's the end of turn. Oh, 10. No event. Again. The unit are storming this one. Right, first to activate this turn is Plonker, and he will just move over there and face up that way. Then it is old Matey. He will come and do the same. And Molotov will come around here and look down that way. Christmas tree in the corner has been alerted. He's on the move. And this one down here also fancies a bit of action. Starts moving towards Molotov. Also need to roll again for the gargoyle. 9. Has not activated. He's obviously petrified. The Baron moves now, and he'll come over here. They can't fire at the trees because they're immune to missiles. Now it's Urinator. He'll come over here and sprint. And then finally the priest, who will come here. Priest will now try to heal Molotov. Which he doesn't do, so he just drops a health for no effect. Priest down to 9. End of turn event. Whew, can you believe it? No event again. Special rule comes into play now. The unit have entered this area here, and when they do, the maze starts to twist and turn and change its shape. Where suddenly there was an easy exit from the way in, it's now blocked by an impenetrable hedge. They need to find an alternative route. Well, first to activate this turn is Urinator. Now he's got his firewood, so he's going to go straight into this Christmas tree and see if he can burn him. He's got +1 melee. That is 10, 11. No, that's not enough. He misses. Christmas tree will strike back, thrashing him with these twigs. Oh my lordy. 18, 20 with his +2 melee for 9 damage. That is going to kill Urinator, so we're going to have to do some damage reduction there. Which is 5, so he takes 4 damage, and that leaves poor old Urinator on 1. Right, he'll have to back away. Next up is Molotov. He'll go straight in for the kill. +1. 15. 9 points of damage. 10 with his heavy weapon. Take off 2. 8. That's a crippling blow to the tree, but he's still there. And he'll fight back at +1. 10 is a miss. Molotov backs away. Plonker's up now. You're going to go straight in for that other one. +1 melee. 11 is a miss. Christmas tree fight back +2. What's that? 11, 13 is a hit for 4 damage. Plonker drops to 7 and will have to back away. Christmas tree's going great guns. And now he's on the move himself. Straight back into Plonker. Tree's on +1. But that's a miss. Plonker will fight back, net 0. Miss. Tree backs away. Well, this Christmas tree rumbles forward to Molotov. Net 0 because of the fatigue. That's a miss. Molotov will strike back. Also net 0. And that's a miss as well. Tree backs away. Next to activate is the priest, who will swing around and try and do another miracle on Urinator. He's on 1 health, this old Urinator, so he's desperate for a bit of healing. And gets it, so he gets another 3 health back. He drops another 1. Priest is on 8. Urinator's on 4. Ivan steams into the Christmas tree here. Ivan's got a +3 melee. That is 7 and 6, 13. +3 is 16. 7 points of damage. Reduced by 2, 5, but the tree only had 4 left and he's gone. Well done, Ivan. And finally the Baron is up. He will move here and try to sprint up to that clue marker, which he does, and have a look next turn. End of turn. Before we do anything else, end of turn event is 7. Uh-oh. That's the nearest gargoyle will activate and move towards the unit. Well, it's this chap here. So when it's the monster's turn, he's on the move. Alright, first to activate is Ivan. He's going to turn around and come down here and try to sprint, which he does, and he can actually get into Christmas tree here. +3 melee. 15. 4 damage. Reduced by 2. Tree will strike back and misses, so Ivan will back away. The Baron's up next. He's having a rummage in the wrapper. He's picked up the king. A silver pronged fork. This figure gains a silver hand weapon for the remainder of the adventure. Nice one. And he'll now move back to the rest of the gang. And the priest is up next and he'll just come over here. Right, oh Christmas tree, straight in on Molotov. +1. 12, 13 for 7 damage. Molotov will die. We need another saving roll. Oh, 10. Now that means all of the hit is cancelled. What a great roll. So no effect on Molotov, who will strike back. Bounces back from death. Molotov's on +1. And he smashes the Christmas tree there for 16 with 7 damage. 8 with his heavy weapon. Reduced by 2, so that's 6. Tree's on 4 and has to move away. Now it's bad news for the unit, because this gargoyle is already activated. He just flies over there and goes straight for Urinator. +1 melee. What's that? 12, 13 is a hit for 8 damage, and Urinator is going to die. Can't save him. He's gone. Plonker's up now. He'll turn around and run over here, and don't have to roll for sprint, because even if he fails, he is in. He's going to attack the gargoyle. He's +1. 13, 14, which is the gargoyle's defense. So that's a hit, which is a damage reduction of 3 though, so that's only 2 damage. And the gargoyle will strike back at net 0. And he misses, thankfully. And Plonker will back away. Final activation is Molotov. I guess he's got to get back into that tree. Net 0. 19. 10 points of damage with his heavy weapon. Reduced by 2. But that tree has been chopped to bits. He's gone. End of turn event. 6. A random figure is grabbed by the maze's hedge and dragged through the thorny thicket to the other side. Oh dear. Right. See who it is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's it going to be? Plonker. Pulled through the hedge. He also has to make a save, otherwise he loses 1 health. Scratched to bits, but he's alright. But he's on that side of the hedge with the gargoyle, who now needs to roll to see if he's espied him. Luckily he hasn't. This gargoyle's blooming useless. Right, the priest is active. He's going to go down in the corner and have a look at the jobby down there. Have a look at the wrapping paper. Gets the queen. A large tangerine. This figure gains 1 health and add 1 power die to the fate pool. Well, that's handy because the unit have used both their fate die already. Priest is now back up to 9 health. Next to activate is the Baron. He will come down here, and again he's close enough to get into melee without rolling for a sprint. He will attack the gargoyle. +2 melee. 12, 14. Gargoyle's defense is 14, that's lucky. 6 damage reduced by 3, so it's another 3 off the gargoyle. Down to 6, and he'll strike back. +1. Ooh, miss. Baron backs away. And Ivan the Impaler steams in. He's on +3. 12, 15 is a hit for 5 damage, reduced by 3, 2 damage. Gargoyle's on 4 and will strike back at +1. 14 is a hit for 9 damage. Oh dear, oh dear. Big hit on Ivan, drops to 4 health. And Ivan backs away. Now it's Garga's turn. He's got Molotov right next to him, steams in. Net 0 because of that fatigue. 10 is a miss. Molotov fight back. He's on +1. 14, 15 is a hit for 7 damage, 8 damage with his heavy weapon. Reduced by 3 is 5. Ooh, and that's just enough to finish him off. He's gone. Smashed his little stone arms and legs to bits. This blind gargoyle needs to see if he can see Plonker. And 9, he can't. He is a statue. Well, it's actually Plonker's turn now, and I think he's going to move over here, out of sight of that gargoyle, just in case he isn't a statue. And he'll stay there and wait for the rest of the gang. And finally it's Molotov, and he will move around here. Right, that is end of turn. So the unit's doing pretty well. They've only lost 1 of their units so far and seen off most of the Christmas trees. They've got to backtrack around here and then wend their way up, out that way, past another Christmas tree and the final bit of wrapping paper. However, might not be that easy. Right, end of turn event is 8. Well, finally, Mr. Statue Gargoyle is going to activate, and he's going to move when it's the monster's turn, and he may well be going directly for Plonker. Look out. Right, first up is Ivan. He'll come down to the corner here, and he will sprint. They're going to try and get to Plonker as quickly as they can. Where he goes. Next up is the Baron. He will do exactly the same. He doesn't sprint, though. And Molotov, so he will move there and sprint, or try to. No, he doesn't either. So Mr. Gargoyle activates and flies over here and attacks Plonker. Gargoyle is +1 melee, so that is 11. Ooh, it's not quite a hit. Plonker will fight back, also +1. That's a miss. Gargoyle, having ambushed him, has failed and will have to back away. And it is Plonker who will activate now. And Plonker will fire his musket. They don't want to risk a melee there. Net 0, and that's a miss. And finally the priest is on the move. He'll go down there and sprint. He doesn't either. Right, there we go. End of turn event. 6. Another random figure is grabbed by the maze's hedge and dragged through the thorny thicket. Is he going to suffer health damage? No, he isn't. Well, actually, not too bad, because he's further round to go and help Plonker. End of turn. And I've just realised they have left behind the firewood that was dropped when Urinator was killed. So, Priest is going to go back to try and pick it up. He sprints, and he does sprint. So, that gets roughly positioned that Urinator was, and he can pick it up next turn. The Baron's off now. They're splitting their forces. And he sprints around the corner. And Molotov, now having come through the hedge, he will come around the corner here and open fire at the gargoyle. 0 to hit. 15, 7 damage. Reduced by 3, the gargoyle drops to 8 health. The gargoyle will now close in on Plonker. Dreadful miss. Plonker will fight back. Also +1. 13, 14. Gargoyle's defense is 14. That's a hit. 10 damage. Reduced by 3. 7. Gargoyle's on 1. Backs away. Next move is Ivan. He'll trundle down here and sprint around the corner if he can. No, he can't, so we'll just go up to the corner there. And finally it's Blonker himself, who will reload and fire at the gargoyle. Net 0 because he's fatigued. That's a miss, and he stays unloaded. End of turn event. 1. Oh yeah, we've got a forest walker coming out of one of the corners of the mazes, and unfortunately that is right near the priest as he picks up the firewood, which may come in handy. First to activate this turn is Molotov, who will reload and fire at the gargoyle. Can he finish him off? He's +1. That's 7, 8, no, that's a dreadful miss, and he remains unloaded. Next to activate is the priest, and he's going to about turn, look at the tree walker and go ooh. Goes down here and he needs to sprint, which he does. He's lucky there. He might be able to outpace the forest walker. And the Baron will continue to go around here, and he will sprint, which he does. Or he goes over there. But unfortunately for him, there's a gargoyle lurking behind. Has he been spotted? He has. Gargoyle will swoop in. He's got a melee of +1. 11, and that's a miss. Ban will turn and fight back. He's on +2, so that's 18 with 10 points of damage. Crunching hit, and the gargoyle has to move away. This gargoyle closes into Blanca. +1. 10, 11, that's a miss. Blanca fights back. Also +1. 14, 15, that's a hit. 10 points of damage. Even though it's reduced, that gargoyle is gone. Forest walker activates and lumbers after the priest. Ivan's up now. He will come over here. He will sprint, which he does, but he can't make contact with the gargoyle. And finally Plonker here, who will reload and move around with Ivan. End of turn event. A 5. Magical maze is active again. This time it's the Baron, and he takes a point of damage. First to activate here is Plonker. He will fire at the gargoyle. +1. That's 15 for 7 points of damage. Reduced by 3 is 4, and that's finished him off. And Plonker will reload. Good shooting, sir. Priest is in a hurry, needs to get away from the forest walker. He's round the corner. He's going to sprint, which he does. And he lumbers after him. Molotov will reload and move over there. However, before I do that, I forgot this Christmas tree in the corner. You seen the Baron? He's going for him. +2 melee. Oh, that's a miss. Baron will fight back. Also +2. That's 9, 10, 11. No, that's a miss. Christmas tree will fall back. Final activation is Ivan, who will come around here. Will sprint to melee if he can. Yes, he does. Right, he's in. Ivan's melee is +3. That is 12, 15, which is a hit. 8 points of damage, reduced to 6. Tree will fight back. +1 to hit, because he's a little bit fatigued, flailing around his little branches. And that's a miss. And Ivan backs away. End of turn event. 5. More hedge action. Bonker gets dragged through over to here. Has he taken some more damage? No, he's okay. First to activate is the priest. He will go into the Christmas tree. +3 melee. Oh, well, no. He's hit, but the damage reduction will kill that one off. Tree will fight back at +2. 12. That's a miss. Ivan backs away. Well, next up is Molotov. He will storm in. +1 melee. He's got his big chopper. What's that? 13, 14. That's a hit. 8 damage, 9 damage. Reduced by 2 is 7, and Christmas tree's gone. Forest walker's on the move. Is he going to catch the priest? Well, no is the answer, because the priest is going to activate now, and he goes over here and will sprint. He's trying to run away from this big giant tree thing. There, away he goes. Baron's up now. He will move over to the last bit of wrapping paper. And that is a Christmas wish list. This is Vampus' plan of attack for raiding Figgyville, which also has details of his lair. Add 1 skill die to the fate pool. Ooh, nice one, but a bit late. And finally Plonker's on the move. He will sprint. Doesn't do. With an agonising roar, the forest walker realises he's not going to catch the unit. They go scampering through the labyrinth. They're at the exit now, and they're off to see the wizard. No, not the wizard, they're off to Vampus' lair.